Hello everyone, welcome back my channel.
Donny Osmond admits he stole wife from his brother after Elton John concert. Donny Osmond had some competition from his own family to win over his wife of 47 years, Debbie. "She dated my brother, and I stole her from my brother," Osmond told Fox News Digital. "That's a true story," he explained. "I was dating a girl named Tammy, and my brother, Jay, took Debbie out. We went on a double date to an Elton John concert. And I vividly remember when Elton sat down at the piano to sing your song. I looked over at my brother's date and thought to myself, I think I'm going to marry that girl someday. And I did." Osmond said he later told Elton John the story. "I said, 'You're responsible for my marriage.' He thought that was kind of funny." The 67-year-old also revealed that the couple crossed paths in childhood. "I actually met her when she was 3. So I've literally known her all my life," he said. The entertainer was traveling through Billings, Montana, where Debbie was born, with his brothers and Andy Williams, and were at the airport during a layover. Her family happened to be at the airport waiting for her uncle. And they said, "Oh, those are those little Osmond boys on the Andy Williams show. And they got our autograph. So I met her when she was 3 and I was 5. The couple married in 1978 and have 5 children. Don, Jeremy, Brandon, Chris and Josh. It's a lifetime of bliss. I mean, she's an amazing woman and very patient, you know," Osmond said. "When you see your husband dancing with other women on Dancing with the Stars, that's tough, I would imagine, on her. But we have such a great relationship. We were friends before we were married." Osmond's entertainment career has spanned decades, and the legendary entertainer's residency at Harrah's in Las Vegas, which just announced an extension through November this year, has a modern technological element to it. The singer will be joined on stage by an AI hologram of his 14-year-old self to perform a duet of his classic song, Puppy Love. "I've always had this idea in my mind. Ever since I was a teenager I thought this kind of technology is going to happen someday," he said. Osmond worked with the company Zerospace, the same people behind the Robert Zemeckis movie Here, starring a de-aged Tom Hanks, to create a replica of himself as a teenager. There's a family element too, as Osmond's grandson Daxton provided the base model for the performance. Then the singer's face, body and voice are reworked through AI to recreate Puppy Love era Osmond. "It's quite difficult to begin with, the technology is there. But it's to make it right without any artifacts or anything like that. It's painstakingly difficult. With the voice and not just the face, to make it as authentic as possible," he said, noting that the company explained having a lookalike on hand made the job much easier. When Osmond saw the final product, he was truly amazed. "Can you imagine what I feel like? You know, looking at myself every night. 53 years ago. It's incredible. In fact, that's exactly what my grandson said. He saw it last week for the first time, and he looked at me afterwards backstage as a grandpa. That was incredible. He's looking at himself, but it's grandpa." Daxton is already following in his famous grandfather's footsteps, participating in musical theater, making him a natural fit for the role. He has stage presence, and so he was the perfect candidate for it. Not just age-wise but stage presence. "And we have a cute little bond. Call him D14. It's his nickname." But Osmond isn't going to offer advice to the young performer. "I'm not the father. I let my son Brandon, his dad, do that. But he nailed it." He continued, "I mean, he would rehearse at home. Brandon told me this. He said he would rehearse the lines at home and everything. And when we got to the studio, he was ready. It was all rehearsed. He had everything memorized. Extremely professional. And I only had to give him a couple little things, little notes here and there of how to present himself in front of the camera. But he was all set. He was ready to go as a show business veteran." Osmond himself has received his share of advice, often from some well-known names like Elvis Presley and a member of the Rat Pack. "Sammy Davis Jr. gave me some advice when I was a little boy because he said, 'Do you get nervous when you go on stage?' And I think I probably said yes. And he said, 'Don't ever stop getting nervous,' which I thought was a very strange thing to say. And then he said, 'The day you stop getting nervous is the day you should quit, because that means you don't care anymore.'" Osmond added, "So, I don't get nervous before stage, but they're butterflies because you want to do the best you can, because every audience is a little bit different, and every show that I do in Vegas is slightly different because of a segment I call the request segment, and it's 20 minutes of improv.